everybody, Arthur here with another unboxing video. Today we have Storm Collectibles Street Fighter V Arcade Edition Master of the Fist Akuma, and this is in his nostalgic costume, and it does say it was supervised by Kiki. Don't know who that is, and you do get the 30th anniversary Street Fighter logo right there. I'm so happy that Storm Collectibles did this because I hate, and I'm going to use that word hate, I hate the look of Akuma in Street Fighter V. I can't stand that lion mane looking. I don't need my Akuma looking like lion, you know, or lino, or any lion animal type thing. He needs to look like this. This is Akuma, you know, and I love that they used, looks like something from straight from the video game for the box. Looks great. The bubble where it shows the actual figures, just all these pieces are covered in plastic, so you really can't be an inbox collector with this figure, because you really can't enjoy how it looks unless you open it up and take the plastic out. And if you open it up and take the plastic out, you might as well just play with your figure and keep it out of the box. So on both sides of the box, you actually have the Master of the Fist Akuma nostalgia costume. This artwork right here, which I'm not a fan of, but as you can see, it is signed by Kiki, so I'm assuming he's a artist for Capcom. Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. This is on the same as the other side, so you don't really need to see it. And I guess if you want to see that I'm not BSing you, it's right there. Then you get the back of the box, which is where all the beauty is, because Storm Collectible is not scared to pose their figures. You get him doing all his moves here, the 3 different heads in there. You get him doing the fireball. Got the special effects part that recreate the special in-game moves. The other gi being shown is doing this Tatsumaki. Then up here I did notice, it does say, it's really blurry, but I'll focus it here. It says Kiki, created under the supervision of Capcom Street Fighter V character creator, Mr. Kiki. And it's like, he has a little like monkey thing holding his logo. I guess that's his thing. But if he did the artwork on the side and that's what they based it off of, I hope they didn't, because that artwork on the side was just very concept art quality. You get Akuma looking great, and it's crazy how this is like a matte, like this is a flat, there's no shine to it. But we do get actual little bit of bio and birthplace and everything. This is actually pretty cool. It's a lot of unknowns. And then we get a bio right there. And then on the bottom, Street Fighter V. And you get that bluefin logo there. But let's go ahead and get Akuma out, because I am stoked and I can't wait to get him out of that package. So Akuma out of the package looks great. He does have a little bit of issues, which I will point out throughout the review. And he does come with an instruction manual, just like all the Mortal Kombat ninjas, but it seems like Capcom throws in a little bit more money, so we get this nice color manual. So you get that artwork that I'm not feeling. Of course, Kiki's bragging about it, but I'm not feeling that artwork. Just really nice manual. And you open it up, it sort of shows you how to hook up everything. Pretty cool. Set that over to the side there. And then it comes with one of the most disappointing things about this figure. And I'm not, like, I'll take it out eventually, but this is the stand it comes with. Now on the back of the package, I thought it came with 2 different things. I thought it came one for the fireball and one for the figure. It's actually one stand for the figure or the fireball, so you're sharing a stand. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't understand why they couldn't give us the Street Fighter V logo stand to display this guy on. Instead, we get this clear stand that we have to use it for 2 different things. We can't even have him in the air on the stand shooting a diagonal fireball down with the fireball on the stand. It's Storm Collectibles. Come on, man. Come on. That's a big disappointment right there. He comes with a bunch of different sets of hands. So he has a pair of fist hands equipped on him. He also comes with some gripping fireball. They're just posed hands. I don't know what you would call these hands, but they're weathered really nice on the top. Sculpted very, very nice. Very, very nice. But yeah, I'd say these are more like a fireball hands then, I guess, with the way they're going, you know. But then what's weird is then I got these hands, which look almost the same. I guess this one would be the fireball one because they're a little bit more wide. What the heck are these? They better not send me two of the same. Oh, okay. Look at the top finger compared to the other top finger. These are almost identical sets of hands except for the top of the finger. Then we get some karate chop martial arts hands right there. And again, they're continuing with that like dry brushing to give it a nice used weather effect. Got some extra paint on his hand there. Looking pretty nice. Then we'll dive into his other gi. Comes with a nice gi. It's all weathered, really nice, dry brushed, and it's very flimsy. So it's made out of nice material. You can really be able to get it on. And he has that logo on the back when he does his Raging Demon. I'm not a fan of that logo. I wish it was the other one. I do believe the other one's Heaven, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I really, really, really like the fact that they gave us extra clothing. I mean, that's pretty cool. Then we get two fire effects. They're pretty awesome, actually. They're nice, translucent, fading from the orange to the yellow, and you can use these for his uppercuts and doing the shin hados and all that good stuff. So very, very cool. And then he does come with this fireball. Again, fading from that orange, darker orange to clear orange to the yellow. And this thing looks great. So, and there should be like a place where I guess this plugs in, or maybe it gets held. I'm not too sure. I don't really see a hole in it. It's just a solid chunk of plastic. So it must have to be gripped. But I'll mess with that once I pose them all up. But that's cool. We get a fireball. I wish it was purple. I really do. I mean, I understand this is his more powerful fireball, but I would have liked to have had the purple ones instead. You know, you already released like a Shin Akuma, so we could have put these with him. I really would have liked purple. Then he comes with some heads. So he has his straight face on, then he has his angry face, and this is gorgeous. Like, I'm going to try to get this as close as possible so you can see all those details. And you can see the eyes have a little gloss to them. And it's just beautiful. A little extra paint on the top where the hairline is. Little bun up top. Nice shading throughout the hair too, so it's not just like a solid color. It's awesome. I really, really like what they're doing with these, with the head sculpt. It looks so good. It's my true Akuma right there. Love Akuma. And then we got I am angry and yelling face. Tongue is painted very well. Inside the mouth is painted a different color. I like the fact that they just didn't splurge and just dump all the same color. I really, really like that. I love his pupils to his eyes too. Little butt chin. But yeah, they're consistent throughout this whole figure with the head sculpts and everything like that. But let's dive into the figure itself. We have his straight face. Looks great. He has a beaded necklace, which, take it off here. Set him there. So beaded necklace is actually really, really awesome. It's actually on like a bungee, And then there is right here, unfortunately it's where it's tied too, but I don't know if you can really see it. See if I can get the light to hit it just right. I really wanted you guys to see that kanji on there. And you see this is a bright ass light on it. You could barely make it out. But it's there. So they put the kanji that everybody wanted on the back of that gi on this little bead right there, which I thought was pretty cool. So diving back into the figure itself, one thing I did notice right out of the package, which is a bummer, is he has like this dark spot. I don't know if this is from the paint from the gi or from the beads, but it's in the rubber part of his body, and you can just see it looks like a bruise. I'm not too happy with that. And he is just overall massive guy. Just looks awesome. Head articulation, you can look all the way down like that, and he can look up quite a bit, you know, full rotation, everything. He's got like that rubber pecs and stuff like Shao Kahn has, and his arms get really awesome range of motion. Just cross it with those butterfly. The butterfly joints are so good in this figure. Like, you just really get some great motion. The gi it's weird. It's like a shiny rubber they used. So you can see how the light's all reflecting off it, but it is dry brushed throughout. Got the tore parts that look really great, sculpted and everything. Looks so good. And then his little gloves there, and I think these little pieces to his gloves are separate pieces. Don't look too bad. Muscles and everything sculpted. Look at those little wrinkly elbows. It's probably all callous and stuff. You can drop an elbow through a table and not even feel it. Get the really nice sculpted in veins, which I know Storm Collectibles probably, they've nailed all that stuff. I mean, you get the veins just like going all throughout. He's all super jacked up. And then his chest, I don't know if these are supposed to be like just veins or scars or something, but it doesn't look bad. And then his gi, the little belt thing, flips around, sways. You can pose it in any way you really want it to. His upper torso, so you can lean back quite a bit, and then you can lean forward. I'm trying to do it without the, there we go. Then underneath, you got his little waist part, and that's another point of movement. You can do straight up Van Damme, Spartan kick, double jointed knee, but even with like the double jointed knee, you're only getting that type of clearance really. Let's see. Yeah, you're getting, that's about it. And then his feet itself, there's like a little bit of a swivel here. It doesn't go all the way around, it just bends a little bit. And his feet can go like down a little bit and up. Like, I can't get it to pivot. I don't know if it's supposed to pivot. I would think and assume it would pivot, but it's very tight and I don't want to break them. So I can't even like push it up anymore. Like, that's the angling of his feet. His toes do get a bend with his little sandals on. They look great. Sandals are sculpted very nice and actually look like they can come off. If you look at the toes, they're not even glued on. It just looks like they're just wedged between the toes there. Haven't attempted to take them off because I'm worried if I take them off, I won't be able to get them back on. But articulation-wise, I mean, very nice, solid feeling figure. You know, it just feels good in the hands, and you can't say that about many figures lately. Like, you feel a figure, it feels cheap. This guy has some weight to him and just looks awesome. So let me go ahead and get him in some cool poses using those effects and everything, and see if he actually can hold poses as well as I think he's going to. This figure all posed up is so awesome. He poses very well, just like the other Mortal Kombat ninjas I've had. I wouldn't expect anything less from Storm Collectibles. And the effects work very, very well. As you can see, I mean, he's propped up on his little tips of his toes. He's shooting his fireball. One thing I do like, even though this is a shared stand, listen to this. Ratcheted stands. Holds and supports the weight of the item that's put on there. So very, very awesome. And then we actually get into like how the figure is posed with these flame effects. Now, the flame effects, they just pop in. You pop the hands off, pop these over. They just sort of slide over. And these can rotate depending on how you want your flames to be flowing, which is really, really nice due to the fact that, you know, you're going to be moving these arms a lot to the hands and stuff, so you want them to be a certain way. So that's pretty freaking cool. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, they killed it with this figure. But let's go ahead and try taking off his gi and see how that goes, and take off the effects, which I can just show you. Now, one thing you're going to notice off the get-go, and that is the inside of the hands. The holes are not nearly as big as the fist ones that came on the figure itself. So you do got to push a little bit harder to get it to a little pop, but it will work. You don't have to use an X-Acto blade or anything to get the hands to fit onto the pegs, which are really nice. Just to make things a little bit easier, let me see how this belt comes off. I don't want to break it. Okay. Okay, so the belt loop actually comes off like so. This all comes undone. Butterfly joint's going to help get this thing off too. I think this peg, there's a peg right here. I think you have to take this peg off and put it in the other one, but we'll see. But I just want to see his manliness. Check out his body. But I mean, you really can see that like this part is rubber. This is hard plastic for his abs, rubber for the pecs. So yeah, you get that nice motion that you can really see that way. But, I mean, you could pose him without his shirt. He doesn't look like a bad figure. Muscles are all sculpted very nicely and accurately. It's got that crazy amount of abs. Some parts are a little shiny. I don't know if it's just because it might have like a powder or something over it. And then, or, you know, oils from the hands doing it. Some parts get shiny. But definitely nice. Let me get his arms back. You are under arrest. I don't know why I thought of that. Just like putting the arms behind them. Of course, I use the hands with the fingers and stuff. They're gonna get snagged on everything. Instead of just putting the fist hands on, make it a lot easier. So this thing pops on very nicely. I mean, it should. It's the exact same thing. It just looks really nice. That means set him down. The peg comes out. Okay, I really dig how they did the peg. So the peg itself, you pop it into the hole, obviously, but it's thicker on one side, so you can only pull it out through the inside. So then you just bring this over. This should just pop right. Man. Sending me back to my G.I. Joe days when you had Ninja Turtles, when you had to put the belts on and have to pop those little parts in. And then the gi itself should go, or not the gi, wow, his belt should just wrap around nicely. I don't know if there's a specific way that it's supposed to go. When it came off, I didn't really look and see if it was propped up a certain way. but then that should just pop right in as well. Yep. Might have to get your finger up in there. Try to get this to be out there so you can pop this in. There you go. Easy as that. Popped on all the heads except for this one, so I might as well pop this one on. Yeah, that's so badass. Then you can actually just have him just looking all menacing like that with his back to you, symbol all glowing. He's just peeking over his back of his shoulder with his hand up. Just, it's so awesome. And I mean, it has its little flaws and stuff, not enough to deter me from saying this is a solid figure. It's definitely a good figure, and I just really like the posability, you know, the options that you get with them, and even the effects pieces. I mean, just the hands and everything just looks so good. So with all figures, you know, especially Storm Collectibles, you got to see how they size up the other lines. So, you know, since he is a pretty big figure, I'm going to bust out from the Juggernaut wave. We got ourselves Cable, who is he's a pretty big figure, but next to Akuma, he is quite tiny. And then we could do a Mezco Punisher, who is also just tiny. So, I mean, it's a pretty massive figure, and it should be because, you know, the Storm Collectibles Ryu is pretty bulky as well, because Ryu has evolved, you know, to a really bulky, massive fighter. And I'm pretty stoked and happy to have this figure, and that Storm Collectibles actually, you know, came out with something like this. Like, they listen. Like, that is awesome. As a toy company, you know, to be able to listen to the fans and know what people want. I mean, it's awesome. And go ahead and get him to do a kick here. And the biggest thing when you're trying to do like a one leg, you know, attack and everything, it's definitely making sure stuff is balanced. So there you go. So you can really get some nice kicks and biting and do some really good figure photography with these figures, because of the posability and the quality of this figure. It's awesome. I like it a lot. So, I mean, you can have so much fun with these, especially with the effects, all the different head sculpts and hands and just everything. I mean, you just make them be like, "Rawr!" But that sums up my Storm Collectibles Street Fighter V Master of the Fist Akuma unboxing and review. If you guys like what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. And I'm going to keep telling you guys this. Make sure you check out Toyco, Toys and Collectibles. Both Facebook links are down below. One for pre-orders and one for just sharing figures, talking, and communicating with other collectors. And because of that Facebook pre-order group, I was able to pre-order this guy. That's how I even found out that this guy was coming out, thanks to the Toyco group. And if you guys want to as well, definitely check out the Toyco Toys and Collectibles website. Bunch of items and imports and collectibles on there that you guys might be interested in. And if you guys like anything or want to get something, make sure you use the promo code UNBOXTOYCO so you can make sure that you're able to save 5% off on your entire purchase. And you can use that promo code as many times as you want. Just make sure you use it, type it all in caps, because it is case sensitive. But all the information is down below. I want you guys to have the best luck hunting, keep on collecting, and have a beautiful day.